good afternoon, everybody. Welcome back to another video here. And in front of me right now, I have the Pixel 1st Gen and I have the Pixel 3. And the reason why I have both these devices in front of me right now is because I am going to show you guys if there's any differences between the Pixel 1 and the Pixel 3 regarding Android Q Beta. They have both been updated to Android Q Beta. So we're going to go ahead and go into settings real quick. Let me go ahead and show you guys that it is on Android Q. And make sure that no private information is given. And so right there, both devices are on Android Q. And one thing I was able to do after scouring the Webernet and getting some advice from people is how to enable system-wide dark mode on both these devices. As you guys can see, they are both on dark mode. And the way to do that, easiest way to do that without having to use the ADB method, because there is a way. You would have to use your computer and ADB and use command prompts to force enable system-wide dark mode. But you can also enable this just by turning on battery saver, which actually helped the Pixel 1. The Pixel 1 is a pretty old phone. The batteries doesn't really hold up as it did when it first came out the box, but you can make it last a little bit longer just with that battery saver. So that's not a deal breaker for me, and lo and behold, I have system-wide dark mode on both my Pixels. So that's actually pretty cool. Now, if you're expecting a entire UI overhaul, that's not the case here. It's going to be very, very similar to 9Pi. You're still going to have the gestures. You can still switch it to having the regular 3 buttons at the bottom, but I like using the gestures. But you'll have the gestures, app drawer, recent apps, switch between. All those still are reminiscent on here. Please excuse my neighbors. They have the worst timing ever to always make a buttload of noise when I am recording a video. Also, one of the cool things about Q is that it actually tells you about how long your battery may last. Now, again, this is not an accurate, it's not accurate. So by this telling me 11:15 p.m. tonight, this battery will die, I can actually kill this battery in 1 hour just by playing a very heavy, intense game. But just on the way that you're using your device, this is an estimate. So estimate, not accurate, but still nice to see just about how long you'll have with the battery before you'll have to charge again. Now, as far as a lot of the other things like the settings, the performance, it's pretty much the same. Surprising for the Pixel 1, because I would think that something like this would kind of run sluggish on here, but it actually doesn't. It's still smooth. You'll find some stutter and jank every now and then, but nothing, that's like, nothing's going to go like that and then up, I just swipe that to the left. Nothing like that, and then it continues on. I mean, that's pretty noticeable if it's like that, like if it does this. You will just see, depending on how you flick, it's still smooth. So, big ups on that. But again, between these two, there's not really going to be any differences at all, or like, any features that you will find only on the Pixel 3 that will not be on the Pixel 1. It pretty much shares the exact same thing, and that's the reason why I'm doing this video, is to like let anyone know out there who may be interested in getting a Pixel 1, because I'm seeing a lot of these things sold on Swappa. I'm seeing them sold on OfferUp. And people who, like me, who's always wanted to have, a Android device that is Google made in a way, you can always option for the Pixel 1 and have the same experience that you would get from the Pixel 3. The only thing that these two do not have in common is that this one has wireless charging and this one doesn't. And that's one thing. The other thing is IP68 water resistant. No water resistance on this one, so do not dunk this in water. But other than that, as far as like user experience, software performance, it's pretty much the same. It's stellar. It's on par with each other. No real big differences at all whatsoever, other than the subtle features and things like that, like 18:9 aspect ratio, 16:9 aspect ratio, those types of things. But yeah, so Android Q, system-wide dark mode, again, battery saver activates it without you having to use ADB to force enable it. And it does save your battery life. But, if you don't really need to use dark mode, which is, to me, it's not a real big deal. It is nice to have, but it's not something that's like jaw-dropping and, you know, stand and applause. But, you know, you can always switch back and, you know, everything will be pretty much like either following your wallpaper or your, whatever you choose. Like if you choose light mode or dark mode. Right now, if you were to go into display, there is no option to theme. And that's the reason why you have to use battery saver to enable dark mode, is because normally in display in advanced at the bottom you would see where it would say like theme, and then it would tell you like default, you know, whatever the wallpaper is, and then you have light and dark, and that's not there. So that's the reason why you can't enable system-wide dark mode, is because that option is not here in settings. Maybe that will be in there come, you know, Android Q beta 2. We'll see. I'm going to stay in the beta program as long as possible so that way I can give some feedback to Google, but also kind of show you guys what changes they're making to Android Q before the final rollout. So if you guys enjoyed my video today, let me know by dropping a like. 2 thumbs up would be nice. If this is your first time checking out my channel, thank you so much for coming to my channel and watching my video and listening to what I had to say. Hit that subscribe button and hit the bell option too. And when you do hit the bell option, please choose all so you will be notified of all content that I post up and not just only some of them. And that's it for now, guys. Thanks so much again. And as always, aloha.